Welcome to Storytime with Sugar. Today we're reading Rox's Secret Code. Rox pressed enter, and Ponybot raised a fist high into the air. Her latest robot masterpiece was ready to lead the Princentar revolution. You see, Rox had a superpower. She could make any toy she imagined come to life. Rox was a coder. She knew how to write instructions on her computer called code that told robots what to do. These are some of her amazing robot creations. The Brockbot could hide broccoli. The Blotterbot could finger paint. Mischiefbot did the opposite of what you told her to do. Clean this mess or I'm taking away your computer. Uh-oh, Dad wasn't impressed. Rox fumed. Pack up the dollhouse? Hang up the hula hoops? Organize the race cars? Roar. More chores meant less time to play. Rox thought, Dad wants to take away my computer, but what if I use it to make a robot to do my chores for me? Rox laid out her colored pencils and drafting paper and started thinking, what would her robot need to do? Her robot would need batteries for his heart, a circuit board for his brains, scraps of metal for his skin, a speech synthesizer for his voice, pipes and wires to connect it all together, and a ninja headband just because. Roz welded all the parts together and wrote line after line of code that instructed her robot to sort unorganized objects by color and type. Now all her creation needed was a little more superpower. The most powerful technology in the world is artificial intelligence. This code gives robots the power to learn on their own without humans telling them what to do. If her robot had it, Roz wouldn't have to update him every time she made a new kind of mess. There was just one problem. According to legend, robots with artificial intelligence could become so smart that they might rebel against their bosses. This was a risk Roz was willing to take. It would be her super secret. Rox pressed enter, and in a cloud of lightning and popcorn, Chorbot thundered to life. Rox twisted the dial, and Chorbot zoomed off. He packed up the dollhouse, hung up the hula hoops, and organized the race cars. Before Rox could make another mess, her robot zipped into the next room. He coordinated the books by width and height. He rearranged the closets by color and pattern. At first, Mom and Dad were skeptical, but once Chorbot cleaned up their messes, they came around and raced a juice box. Cheers to that. Searching for another mess, Chorbot's circuits began to tingle. The yard next door was an unkempt catastrophe. Chorbot scurried across the lawn. He hemmed the hedges, lined up the lilies, and trimmed the tulips. Rox stumbled outside in disbelief. Her robot was learning and growing. Before she could explain to her neighbor, Amar, what was happening, Chorbot raced up the street. He skidded to a halt. So many poorly parked cars and untidy trees. He started cleaning it all up. Rox and Amar stared at the spruced-up street. He's still learning and growing even more, Rox cried. Chorbot found his next target, downtown. What a disorganized, dilapidated, disastrous dilemma. He piled up houses, interlocked glass towers, and stacked concrete buildings. People started to panic. Mr. Abdullah couldn't find his apartment. Mrs. Zhang didn't want to live at the top of the stack. Everyone running around in circles called Chorbot's eye. People with their colorful clothing, peculiar personalities, and mismatched mood. What a mess. He divided everyone up by type and style. He separated boys from girls, blues from pink, shorts from skirts, business from casual. The colorful patterns thrilled Chorbot out of his artificial mind. Enough was enough. Rox wanted her robot to put toys in bins and clothing in drawers, not people in boxes. Rox knew what she had to do. Clean this mess. Uh-oh, no Wi-Fi. Amar, I can't find a solution without the internet, Rox panicked, and now the city is doomed. The internet didn't make Chorbot, Amar encouraged his friend. You did, Rox, and you can fix him. Rox wiped her tears and got to work. How can I make Chorbot undo everything, she thought. I know, that's what my Mischiefbot does, the opposite of what she's told to do. If Chorbot had her code, he'd put everything back. Rox updated the code and turned to Amar. Here, wear my tutu. Amar raised an eyebrow. Rox explained her master plan. With this outfit, Chorbot won't know which box to put you in. While he's distracted, I'll install the new code. Amar squeezed into the tutu. The bait was set. It was time for Rox to work her magic. Chorbot scooped up Amar and analyzed him. Did he go with the boy batch, the girl group, the skirt pile, or the hot pack? Can not compute. The robot was stumped. Amar didn't fit in a box. Hi-ya! Rocks jammed in the new code and Chorbot froze. His eyes started spinning like two giant beach balls. Was he debugged or about to bug out? Chorbot roared back to life. Swoop! He dispersed the buildings. Vroom! He reparked the cars. Whoosh! He smoothed the sidewalks. Everyone high-fived. Their old city was back. Fist bump for the raddest girl in town. Can I have my tutu back? Actually, I like the way it breathes. Back at home, Rocks burst through the door. Dad, Chorbot almost destroyed the city, and then I totally saved the day. Dad turned a page, enjoying a book from their color-coordinated library. That's great, honey. Boss Racks? Chorbot looked rather frazzled. I'm confused. My goal was to organize, yet after I worked so hard for you, you still weren't happy. I think I'm burnt out. No, you did great, but I gave you the wrong direction. Why don't you take some time off and figure out what you love doing most? A few days later, Chorbot was happily hemming the hedges, lining up the lilies and trimming the tulips when he realized what he was meant to be, a garden bot. As for Rocks, it was time to take a break from her coding superpowers. She'd get started on her next project tomorrow.